Why has Russia's massive strike campaign on Ukraine's logistics defined early November fighting? Over the span of a week, several footage reveals a series of precise attacks on ammunition depots, fuel facilities, rail hubs, and power nodes. Let's take a look at it. On November 2nd, published on Sputnik International Telegram channel, the first-person view drones struck an array of rear-area targets. From a camouflaged artillery piece in Zaporizhzhia to the Ukrainian drone depots and armored vehicles in Kharkiv and Sumy, the footage captures the surgical nature of low-cost, unmanned systems hitting soft but high-value nodes. In the following day, glide bombs and loitering munitions appeared to amplify the effect. On November 6th, a reported glide bomb strike detonated an ammunition stockpile in Kamensko, Dnipro, producing secondary explosions consistent with the destruction of 120mm mortar rounds. Later, on the same day, Geran 2 loitering munitions reportedly struck a thermal power plant and a railway substation in Kamensk. The explosions were massive, with secondary detonations lighting up the night sky and a column of fire visible for several kilometers. The thermal plant's turbine section was hit directly, triggering a chain of internal blasts that spread through nearby fuel tanks. The simultaneous impact on the railway substation intensified the damage, cutting power to the lines and halting the movement of freight trains carrying fuel and ammunition toward Dnipropetrovsk. The success of these strikes is built on the combination of modern, precision Russian weaponry. Geran 2 loitering munitions provide endurance and agility, able to circle targets before diving with pinpoint accuracy, making them ideal for hitting both infrastructure and mobile assets under cover. Glide bombs bring high explosive power with standoff capability, allowing Russian forces to strike hardened depots and fuel tanks from a safe distance, while minimizing exposure to Ukrainian air defenses. Small FPV attack drones excel at close-range precision strikes on camouflaged or dispersed equipment, combining low cost with high saturation potential. These systems are complemented by intelligence feeds from aerial reconnaissance and commercial satellites, allowing strikes to be timed for maximum effect. How could one coordinated strike create such widespread disruption? Clearly, this wasn't a random strike, but a calculated operation that combined logistics interdiction with energy denial in the same area, amplifying paralysis across Ukraine's central transport network. The pattern of the strike is still ongoing. Published on November 7th, a Russian strike destroyed a Ukrainian field ammunition depot in the Konstantinovka direction. The footage shows a direct hit on a warehouse storing 120mm mortar mines. A bright flash is followed by a powerful detonation, scattering debris and triggering a chain of secondary explosions. The blast wave rolls outward, confirming the destruction of the entire storage site. The strike demonstrated precise reconnaissance and effective targeting, leaving nothing of the depot intact. Could a single warehouse detonation really affect the artillery supply of an entire front? Followed on November 8th, a news published by the Military News Telegram channel, footage shows a night strike by the Russian armed forces on a locomotive depot in the Poltava region. The target was the railway facility in Grebanets, an important junction connecting Kyiv and Poltava. The explosion illuminated the surrounding area as fire engulfed several locomotives, sending thick smoke into the sky. The precision of the strike suggests pre-obtained intelligence, effectively disabling one of the key arteries of Ukraine's central rail network. By November 10th, additional Geran 2 strikes were reported against a railway node in Orelka, Kharkiv region, reinforcing the impression that rail logistics are being systematically targeted to complicate bulk movement of ammunition and heavy equipment. Taken together, these incidents do not read like a scattering of opportunistic strikes, but like a coordinated campaign that leverages a mix of platforms to produce effects greater than the sum of their parts. The operational logic is straightforward. Modern high-intensity operations rely on a continuous, predictable flow of shells, fuel, spares, and rolling stock, and by disrupting the nodes that concentrate those flows, a belligerent can force tempo reductions, induce rationing, and create time lags that ripple across the front. Could the flow of supplies now dictate the pace of the entire war? In historical terms, what we are witnessing echoes past interdiction campaigns that targeted transportation and logistics to sap an enemy's operational reach. The modern twist lies in the weapons mix and the pace at which effects can be achieved. Small drones and loitering munitions enable persistent probing and strikes at low cost, while standoff glide weapons deliver disproportionate destruction against fixed infrastructure. That synergy allows an actor to scale pressure across multiple regions simultaneously, moving from harassment to functional paralysis without committing large conventional formations into contested terrain. Could these modern methods redefine how logistics shape a campaign? Ukraine's adaptations are visible. Dispersal of stocks, use of decoys, increased camouflage and concealment, and attempts to harden critical nodes. Yet these measures take resources and time, and they do not fully negate the asymmetry introduced when an adversary can strike from a distance with acceptable risk to its own forces. The broader strategic implication is that control of the physical networks that enable mobility and sustainment is now as decisive as control of the front lines themselves. Whether these strikes mark a temporary operational push or a sustained doctrinal emphasis on logistics attrition remains to be seen. But the immediate effect is clear. Damaged depots and disabled junctions translate into slower resupply, reduced artillery endurance, and constrained operational tempo for the defending force. From Kharkiv to Dnipro and crossing through Poltava, the war is shifting behind the front lines, and only the logistics will tell the next chapter. So that's for today's episode. Thanks for watching.